This one technique will allow you to master any strumming very quickly. Now, in order to be able to use this technique, you need to know what the downbeat is. You also need to know what the upbeat is. So we're going to talk about that real quickly. And then also, the downbeat needs to coincide with the down strum. The upbeat needs to coincide with the up strum. Okay, now, that is the secret sauce there. But what happens is a lot of times people go into playing a rhythm and they're just like, don't have time for that. Let's just try to get the rhythm. Well, you can't do that. That's like trying to play in a specific key and not knowing what the tonic is, okay? So we have to know what the downbeat is. We got to know what the upbeat is. Then we have to understand how the down strum and the up strum coincide, okay? So this is the one technique that you need to do. You can do this with anything, with any strumming rhythm. You're listening to a song. Of course, the downbeat is when your foot hits the ground. That's what naturally happens. 99% of the time, if you're listening to a song and you're tapping your foot, you're going to be tapping your foot on the downbeat, okay? Usually on the quarter note. So like if we have a song that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Every time you hear my hand hit my knee, this is the downbeat. So this is what my foot is tapping. 2, 3, 4, okay? And every time my hand comes up, that's the upbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Very important also, once we identify this, that we count. Because if you're not counting, you don't really know where you're at, and so the chances of your hand just playing the rhythm correctly are very slim, okay? So we got to be able to identify this. It's very important that you're able to count. You don't have to do this later on, but at first it's important to identify the beat and identify that upbeat. Number one is that you're listening to a song, be able to do that. If you can't do that, this technique's not going to work for you. You have to be able to identify that. Can't emphasize it enough. So now let's say you've identified what the downbeat is. Whenever you're strumming, whatever that strumming rhythm is, make sure that your strum down is happening when your foot is going down. And when your foot's coming up, if you do hear a strumming rhythm there, then that is going to always be an up strum. May seem like common sense to you, but I can't tell you how many students I've taught to where they're just haphazardly moving their hand and sometimes stalling up here, sometimes stalling down here, and then now all of a sudden they're playing up strum on the downbeat. And they're wondering why it feels so awkward, because it's not very natural. One way that I've found that you can really do this well is to just practice and make sure you have this down strum, this down up strum bit. So to be able to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just be able to get that is going to help immensely, because while you're counting, okay? Now, the next thing to do is to get good at this. And in order to get good at this, to get good at anything, you need to be challenged. And not putting in a down strum is one of the things that challenges people. So if I were to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and not having that 4 in there is oftentimes, or not having a down strum in there, oftentimes confuses guitar players. So we need to be able to work through that part. I promise you, you will get this in your noggin, okay? And then when you start approaching these other rhythm techniques, it's going to come to you very, very, very quickly. It's just that you have to establish this kind of internal clock, and this is the way to do it. All right, my friends, I'm here for you. I'm passionate about you being a great guitar player. Please let me know how I can help. Leave your comments below if you'd like. I check them all day long. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like. And hit that link in the description of the video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.